Make sure you don't miss a thing. Go to starzology.com/newsletter and sign up. Welcome to the Starzology Astrology Podcast. I'm your host, Alison Price, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Arwen O'Neill.
Hello, Alison. It's great to be here.
So nice to have you once more. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about Venus and Venus's aspects.
Yes.
So we do have a couple of other podcasts on Venus, which I'll put links to below.
Yeah.
Venus and the houses and what Venus means generally and a couple of aspects and whatnot. But this time we're going to go through the actual, each of the aspects when Venus has them.
Yeah.
Well, not every single one, but the aspect itself rather than specific aspects to specific planets. Right. Yeah. Yes. So in general, we've got aspects which are like neutral, soft or hard, and we'll talk about each of those as they pop up.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first question, when we're talking about aspects, my very first question for you is, how do you handle unaspected planets?
Well, they tend to be like a joker in the pack.
Okay.
Because they are not being influenced by any other planet, they are a more purest form.
Ah.
So they could end up being a hooligan, which they frequently are, and they tend to stand alone.
Yeah.
So if you have an unaspected planet in your chart, it is not being molded or squared by Saturn. It's not having to adjust and bend over backwards. It can be its true self in whatever sign it is.
That is a really interesting interpretation. I like that.
Yeah. But it's like having a joker because you only really play it, well, I suppose when you need to.
By transit or in synastry charts.
So it's not getting triggered every time the Saturn squaring is getting triggered. It's pinging you and this and that. So whatever the planet is, of course, it depends. Yeah. And to be precise, an unaspected planet doesn't have a Ptolemaic aspect from another planet.
Yes, right.
So
and we're only really going to be talking about the Ptolemaic aspects. So that's the conjunction, the opposition, the square, the trine, and the sextile.
Yes.
We acknowledge that the other aspects exist.
We do.
And sometimes we use the inconjunct or the quincunx.
Yeah.
I think you'd probably throw in some others when they're like quite exact.
Yes. But, when you're doing a chart reading, you would use more. But for today, we're just going to be looking at the general themes of aspects when it's connected to a planet. But say you have a Venus, because we're talking about Venus today. Say your Venus is unaspected. It stands alone. What is that thing? The cheese stands alone.
Right.
And it's standing proudly by itself. It's not being coerced or squashed into something it doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
Whereas, say, for instance, if you've got, say, Mars conjunct Venus, Mars is going to be right there, hogging in on everything that is Venus-related.
Totally. So, all of your Venusian interactions will be...
Coloured.
Not tainted, but yes, exactly. Coloured by the flavor of Mars.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what aspects tend to do, isn't it? They bring in, or they either ask or they shove. So
yeah. So
okay.
Your approach to Venus type pursuits in life will be more pure and less influenced.
Yes. It's actually, I think it's a nice thing.
Yeah.
You come across it, but not often.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously, and maybe this isn't obvious, but Venus is one of those, like Mercury, that is very close to the sun because of the way, from our perspective on Earth, that we see Venus. It can never be more than 2 signs away from your sun placement. Yes. So if you have Venus, or if you have the sun in Leo, for example, like yourself, you will only ever be able to have it in one of the, either obviously in Leo or 2 signs.
Either side.
To the left or the right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Ahead of or behind.
That's the way to say it. Yeah.
So we're going to start then with
Sun-Venus.
Sun-Venus aspects. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to be reading a bit. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Sorry. So I'm going to be reading a bit from Aspects and Personality, a lovely book by Karen Haymaker Zondag, one of the OGs of aspect analysis, and definitely like a very influential thinker in psychological astrology.
Yes.
She's right up there with Liz Green and Robert Hand and all those.
Right.
Those of the sort of the mid-century, the baby boomer, like big heavy hitters of astrology, right?
Yes.
And she says of the Sun-Venus aspects, specifically when the sun is conjunct sun is conjunct Venus, that this your desire for material comfort, safety, and the desire for beauty and harmony are generally they're enhanced. So you may have make friends easily. You will be accommodating. You will find it easy to move in society, and your feeling for harmony in relationships gives you a great diplomatic ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
good.
I mean, that sounds lovely. Really, we're not gonna encounter a lot of like bad news when it comes to Venus, especially
or the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So as with Mercury, the conjunction is the only possible aspect that Venus and the sun can form together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's either conjunct Venus or it's nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, that's interesting because what we're saying then is that the only aspect you can get between the sun and Venus is the conjunction.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. And if you have that, amazing.
Yes.
It's great.
we don't, but go you.
Yeah, exactly. When we get to the moon is a bit more, obviously, a little more complicated. That can make all the different connections.
Yes.
So if you have a Venus-Moon conjunction, that means the two, and this is one of the things where I've talked about this in the past. These are like the Ginger and Marianne of the zodiac, the Moon and Venus, because these are your two feminine. Before Eris came along in a mere 2005.
Yes.
The Moon and Venus were the only feminine energies in the entire like solar system.
Yeah.
All the other Mercury is sort of non-binary, but all the others are masculine. So yeah, the Moon and Venus, it's like the mother and the lover.
Yes.
Are holding hands. Your two feminine sides are friends if they're conjunct, and this is an incredibly, I would say it's a very powerful position to have.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
And this is the kind of person who one hopes, unless there's other bad aspects that I mean, unless it's square Neptune or something, yikes. You would probably not have a huge discrepancy between the type of guy you're attracted to and the type of guy who's good for you.
Right.
Because we all know girls who have that problem.
Yes, we do.
Girls, grown-ass women, whatever. Yes. But this is the Moon conjunct Venus is one hopes the type of woman who doesn't really understand why that should be a thing.
Yeah.
No, the guy who's good for you is the guy you're attracted to. That's
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. And also they probably make other people feel very comfortable in their presence, I'm thinking.
Yes.
You'd probably feel at home the minute you walk into their
welcomed and
yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice position.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
No, that's not a problem. It's not a problem. Exactly. And I would think that the Moon trine or sextile Venus, same. It's well balanced. It's refined.
Yes.
It's a peacemaker. They do well because they tend to know how to smooth over a situation. A psychological, an emotional intelligence is
social skills.
Social skills that just come naturally.
Yeah.
And possibly an artistic bent or just a fluency with finances that just kind of comes naturally.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Woohoo. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't have that either, do we? No.
No. But Moon square or opposite, that's This is an insecure sort of feeling, and a feeling of uncertainty, a feeling of emotional, like the neediness. I would think like a need to be constantly reassured, or a feeling that your instincts are wrong.
Right.
Like a feeling that maybe the guy who you are attracted to is never the right guy.
Yeah, well, maybe he's not.
And maybe your friends are just constantly like, you have the worst taste in men. Or, why are you always falling for this or that?
Yes.
And it's there's this projection, possibly, this ideal that is never exactly what you end up.
That's a challenging one, I think.
What you're attracted to is not what ends up being comfortable in the long run. Because it's attraction Venus versus comfort Moon. Yeah. And that Moon comfort is so important in long-term relationships. And in the Venus attraction, it's like, nah, whatever.
The honeymoon's over.
He's got a goatee. He's like got a pirate tattoo, whatever. And then you're like, oh, where is he? Yeah.
Yes. Interesting,
yeah.
Moon,
but
Venus.
But then again, also, those hard aspects can make a person very compelling. That's one of those things that I think one of the reasons why astrologers always kind of favor reading those hard aspects because they do make a more interesting story.
Yes.
And
yes.
you really feel when someone has that hard aspect, like when they come to you for a consultation or when you read someone's chart and you look and you're like, oh my God. Okay.
I know.
And you're like, how's your relationship with your mother? Or,
Well, yes.
telling me about all these, these breakups that you don't really, you think it wasn't your fault, but yet the same thing keeps happening over and over and over
Yes.
and over.
Yes. The pattern's there, right? The pattern's there.
Yeah. And these people can be very, I think, they can be very attractive and compelling because there is this friction between these two feminine energies in their chart,
Yes.
which can make for a very, sort of femme fatale kind of energy, like almost like a scorpionic sort of energy, just because of that aspect. But yeah, drama. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with drama, but everything in its place. And and one hopes for your own happiness and for the happiness of anyone you feel attracted to, that the moon kind of wins out, that maybe the moon is stronger in the long run because attraction, that initial attraction will fade, and the comfort is what's
the comfort of the armchair and the cardigan.
You have to be able to be comfortable in the long run, because if you're just constantly chasing that attraction, you're just you're dooming yourself and your potential love interests to.
That's a good way of putting
trauma.
it. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at Venus and Mercury.
Yeah. So Venus and Mercury are never more than 72 degrees apart.
Mm-hmm.
So they can form only two major aspects, and that is the conjunction and the sextile.
Yeah.
They will always remain in that little, that tiny little window of 72 degrees.
Yes.
So frequently they will be in the same sign, and often they will be a sign or two apart. So if they are conjunct, this is an incredibly agreeable position.
Yes.
You may be a wonderful peacemaker. You may be inclined to get along with a wide variety of people. You may be able to understand a wide variety of different types of people and therefore bring them together and help them understand each other. And you may feel compelled to try to bring peace and feel like you're the one person who's kind of going between different factions. And
you probably are, yes.
You understand this one and don't understand why they can't see eye to eye. And if only you could bring them together.
Yes.
And sometimes you will be able to, and often you won't. But that compulsion will be there because you can understand both sides.
And you should have a good voice and a good vocabulary and a way of speaking and persuasive and all that smooth.
Totally.
Smooth Venus, yes.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. I am thinking now of the sextile. Yeah. And sextile it's interesting because the trine of the soft aspects, the trine is more flowing because that will be they'll be in complementary elements.
Yes.
So the sextile it's almost like it's the square of the it's the square of the soft aspects. It's a little more frictionless than the trine, but it's not frictionless.
Yes.
It's enough spice to make it interesting.
Yes.
It's a dash of salt. It's a dash of paprika. It's just a little bit interesting and spicy and different. It's your Sagittarius Aquarius. It's your Virgo Scorpio. It's your Aries Gemini. Right?
Yeah.
And it's just a little different. I'm like, okay. You're attracted to it, but it's like, what's that? What's going on there?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a lively, brisk conversationalist. They are excellent observers, and they are great in debates because they can always.
I bet.
Yes, they can always kind of like bring around the conversation to like, how does everyone agree? It's that wonderful thing where you don't want to win the debate. You want to win the debate by making both sides agree. Lovely. That's the best.
So it sounds wonderful.
Yes. Exactly. You're like, when does that happen?
Yeah.
But yeah. And it's also a bright and witty and
I'm sure.
I would think,
charming
person.
conversationalist. Yes.
That Oscar Wilde sort of energy.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
Totally.
Okay, so what about Mars and Venus?
Yeah, I mean, Mars conjunct Venus.
I can put my hand up to this one.
Exactly. Really interesting.
Is it? Let's hear it.
I mean, so Karen Haymaker-Zondag says that this person, they can be deeply attached and prepared to go through fire and water. At the same time, they make heavy demands because Mars has a selfish streak.
Oh.
They're very emotional and sensual and inclined to indulge in all kinds of adventures and hedonism.
Whoa.
Oh, that's funny.
It is, isn't
but
it?
they look for a partner with whom they can share not only emotional comfort, but also adventure.
Yeah.
So they want a partner in crime.
Yes, absolutely. I want someone who can, when we're burying the bodies, someone who can dig the hole.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Friends help you move. Best friends help you move bodies.
That's a good one.
I've always loved that one. That's a great one.
Yeah, it's very much. And usually, of course, it's in the same sign. So you've got the double hit there.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
It apparently can be a trifle inconsiderate and sharp-tongued.
Maybe.
But, if you find the person who matches that energy perfectly.
Yeah.
And I would dare say a few people I know who have this, it is harder for them to find a partner that fulfills all of that, because it's all the eggs in one basket. That
absolutely
you're narrowing the sphere of the person who will be perfect for you, because your Venus and Mars are in the same exact position,
and you're filtering them out straight away.
Right. I mean,
straight away.
For example, have Mars in Taurus and Venus in Libra, so that gives you a whole scope of different types of people who I could,
potentially,
right, who I could find attractive, who could find me attractive, blah, blah, blah. But if you've got them all in one sign, it's like, no, ew, yuck.
I know.
Swipe left.
Yes. And it's, it's, I'm afraid so. It's, the checklist continues, and
totally.
You got dirty shoes. It's, don't even go there, or whatever,
Yeah, exactly. All right. So Venus, Jupiter.
Jupiter.
What could be bad about this? Like, even if it's a square or an opposition, I have a hard time thinking that this.
Well, it's the two good guys.
Yeah, it's the
lesser benefic and the greater benefic.
Exactly.
And do you know anyone who has this?
Do I?
You do.
What?
Yes. Venus trine Jupiter Arwen.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Lucky me.
Lucky go you. Yes, so you've got that Venus there in Libra, and it's trining Jupiter there in Aquarius.
Well, that explains everything, doesn't it?
It does.
I am lucky in love.
Lucky in love, and you're exuberant about it, and you flaunt him.
Oh, come on. He's flauntable. He's very social.
I know, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you as a couple, you cut a good swathe, it's,
I will tell you one embarrassingly revelatory moment that we had when we went to it wasn't a costume party, but it was the late 90s. So, everything kind of was a costume at that point.
Right.
I believe there might have been like a big fluffy, furry kind of ensemble involved and some weird, big stacked boots. And we walked into this party, and my friend later told me that, like, literally the second we walked in, she like looked up and saw us entering and just heard like the beautiful people, that song in her head. And I was like, that's the sweetest thing ever. And I still remember it 20 some years later. So
yeah.
And it's not that we're like, it wasn't about a physical beauty. It was just, we were representing.
I think you're good as a couple,
We make, it's definitely a greater than the sum of our parts.
Yes, that's correct. Sure. Synergy.
And
1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, so what we're saying, that's Venus.
That's Venus, Jupiter.
Trine Jupiter, yeah.
100%. And Venus sextile Jupiter, probably very similar.
Yes,
Venus conjunct Jupiter, even more so. Like, my God, if you have that, wow.
Wow.
What are you?
Lucky in love.
How are you making your passive income? And and give us your secrets. Yes. Are you a YouTube influencer telling other people how to make money doing the least amount possible?
Yeah, because you're not doing it quietly. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the square. I mean, the square or the opposition. I guess this could be a thing where, maybe you're not necessarily as charming about it. Maybe you're flaunting it. Yes. Maybe you do make other people feel bad.
Maybe you flaunt your money too.
Right, exactly. And this is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, whatever your charms, whatever the thing that your gifts, maybe your beauty, your love life, your money,
your stuff.
Yeah, you're not shy about just throwing that around.
Right.
And I'm just picturing like all of that show Sex in the City, like all of it. Like,
Yeah.
I was not a fan. But anyway, no, don't hold that against us.
No.
Just For those who were fans, you probably understand why someone might not be. But yeah, just the flaunting of excess and the flaunting of the things that you're charmed with that other people might have to work really hard for.
Yes.
And they might not be happy for you. Yeah. And if you wonder why people aren't happy for you, maybe look to that aspect and think,
tone it down.
Yeah, tone it down.
Yeah.
Or, are there other things you can do to ameliorate, or do you care to? I mean, maybe you don't care. Maybe if you have Venus opposite Jupiter, you're just like, I'm loud, I'm proud, I don't care if people like it. Yeah. But
good one.
It's good to know.
Yes,
it's good to know why people think, think that you, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So Venus, Saturn.
Right.
It sounds harsh. It sounds like it could be heavy, and it can, but it can also be awesome.
Right. Enduring love. And
a willingness to work hard for your rewards.
Right. It's sounding more boring already, right?
My mother actually has this aspect.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but she works. She was super into ballet. And that takes an incredible amount of dedication and endurance and blah blah blah.
Discipline,
exactly. And she's
for beauty.
Exactly, for beauty and grace and balance and love and arts. And she has taken it upon herself to bring this into her later years in her career. She started a ballet school a while back and was choreographing and teaching ballet and bringing the beauty of movement and grace to all of these different generations.
Teaching,
exactly.
Yes.
And she's been in a relationship for 30 years with a...
you gotta admire these people. Exactly. How do they do it?
I mean, and that's not just, like, oh, I found love and it's super easy from there. Like, it's it's hard work. A relationship is incredibly hard work that is successful over that long. I mean, over the lifetime of a person. That's incredible. And so these people have that
enduring love life. I mean, 30 years. I mean, dang,
Yeah, exactly. And just having that, that ability to say, well, we're just going to stick it out. We're going to work for it. We're going to persevere. We're going to learn the moves. We're going to learn the choreography. We're going to save the planet. All of the whatever the thing is you want to do to beautify the world or to bring grace or love or harmony to the world. You have the strength and the dedication and the perseverance and the seriousness as a human to devote to that, which is an incredible thing. Yeah. And you may be too serious for some people, but screw those people. Like,
they're not your people.
Or don't, as the case may be.
Yes.
Yeah. So the sextile, there may be vulnerability because you want something serious. You want something, like it's that compulsion for something lasting, and it may be you may wear that vulnerability on your sleeve because that it is so important to you. The trine and the sextile can both be. I think Venus and Saturn can be very friendly to each other, but it might make you very. It might make like frivolous relationships difficult for you, and it might be you're not the kind of person who necessarily would want to just casually date like speed dating or like the just the swipe right whatever.
I don't know.
Take things more seriously.
Is it left or right? I mean, I don't know. I suppose if you swipe right, it's a good thing, is it? Because it's right.
Because it's right.
So it's swipe left if it's a no.
Left, you're like no.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Not that I've ever.
No. Well, exactly.
I've heard.
So we're here.
That's what they say. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So emotionally sensitive, but also with the great potential to have a very
long lasting.
Yeah. Exactly. Once you find the right person or the right career or whatever. Yeah, you can definitely put your emotional sensitivity towards something good, something positive. But when things don't go your way, in finances or in love, it will affect you more harmfully than others. Take it much more seriously. So the square and the opposition. Yeah, this is a rough one.
It has to be.
Yeah. You feel unlucky in love, you feel inhibited, maybe
suppressed.
Yeah, and maybe isolated, lonely. You might have had like a childhood where you didn't feel like you were supported. Maybe your parents were very what's the word? Strict. Maybe you weren't allowed to date until you were like 18 or something, 30, whatever. Yeah, who knows? And so you feel like you're always kind of trying to catch up and trying to,
right.
I don't know how to do this. How do you meet people? How do people do that? Yeah, and God.
Slightly thwarted, I think, as well.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And maybe like you take things too seriously and you don't know how to flirt or to to impress people. Or the same with money. Like you don't know, you want to be serious about money, and yet there's this doesn't come easily to you. It's a struggle. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's not all roses, is it?
No, I mean oppositions and squares. It's especially with the square because that means it is always going to be a point of friction. With the opposition, at least you have that thing where whatever the opposite is will be a conjunction. So there's a positive thing built into the friction.
Yes.
But with the square, it's always going to be a
tension.
Friction.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
A tension. And one of them will be stronger than the other. So that's the thing. That's what you want to lean into.
Yeah.
If you have the square between Venus and Saturn, or Venus and any of the malefics or whatever, any of the outer planets really, or Mars, you want to find out which is stronger and lean into that.
Yes.
Yeah. And if it turns out that it's the Saturn or the Mars, well,
so be it.
Yeah. Not everyone has a strong Venus.
No. Well, I don't. You do, don't you? Because it's in Libra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Lucky me. Anyway.
Moving on.
Okay, Venus-Uranus.
Venus-Uranus.
I will also put my hand up to this. I have Venus conjunct Uranus. It's a wide conjunction, but it's there.
Okay.
It's 9 degrees. It's there.
Well, it's absolutely. You do.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. So these people they're individualists. They like a little adventure. They like a little excitement. They like people who surprise them.
That's you.
They. I, we.
Yes.
We like people who just come home and say, hey, we're doing this. And you're like, okay, cool.
I would die. I would just die.
That. It's my favorite thing. Honestly, I can't even tell you how much I love that. It's the best.
Well.
Yeah. And also they go for unconventional partners or partners who keep them guessing or who are just a little bit, edgy or
quirky.
Interesting or quirky. Yeah. And also maybe they have a quirky, relationship with finances. They don't necessarily want to have the same career, the lifetime in one job or whatever. They want to have a couple different careers, a couple different side hustles, something that keeps it, keeps it interesting. They don't necessarily always want to know that their paycheck's going to be the same amount, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
The surprise.
So it's a surprise when you look at you, oh my God, no.
Yeah. They might like that. So the classic example here is Elizabeth Taylor. Her Venus and Uranus are conjunct, and they are in Aries.
Wow.
So, yeah, classic example.
And she was married, 8 times? Was it?
And twice to the same man, twice to Richard Burton. So married, divorced, married again. And yeah, that is astrology working for us, working to prove that it's a thing that's real. And Venus and Uranus, when they're conjunct, it can create a very restless kind of, almost Martian kind of quality in the person, and not easily satisfied.
This?
It's interesting because obviously I have been in a relationship with this same person for 27 years now,
wow.
And he also has Venus, Pluto, Venus, Uranus, very, very close in his chart, but he's a little bit older, 10 years older, so his are in Virgo and mine are in Libra, but they're still very close. It's an eerily mirrored kind of thing in his chart.
So you both like something different and unusual.
Exactly. And I think that's what's great because we both keep each other not guessing, but we both recognize the importance of excitement and difference. And this is actually relationship advice.
Go on.
If you're waiting for my digression, take a drink. But a couple of years ago, maybe 5 or so, I had a couple of really good friends. One who had a wife who was pregnant at the time and had a small child, and another who was single, but his partner, his wife, or his girlfriend or whatever, was living in another country. So it was they were work friends, and I was very, very close to both of them. They were both like wonderful men, but we would hang out together, and at some point in the evening, I would, and this is like before I actually had a cell phone, but Roger always knew where I was, like, and it was not a big deal. Like, he has his own friends, I have my own friends, I like his friends, he likes my friends, and but there was always this weird thing of like, oh, the girlfriend know where you are, the wife know where you are, like, is it going to be a thing? Are they going to be jealous? And I'm like, wouldn't you work that out ahead of time? Like, like, yes. My guy is never going to be like, oh, you're hanging out with these two guys from work. Like, no, he knows they're just two guys from work who I like. He's never going to be threatened by that, because I've established, the parameters. It's not like, oh, I'm going to some weird place with strangers. Two guys, like two randos. Like, no, I've hand-selected, and weirdly enough, the two guys happen to be Scorpios, which is hilarious, because my partner is also a Scorpio. So he's like, you'd think that the Scorpio would be like, oh wait, I don't trust other Scorpios. But he was like, yeah, that tracks. You're going to be hanging out with two Scorpios and who both have like committed relationships. You're fine. I don't have any concerns whatsoever, And meanwhile, apparently these guys, at least one of them was failing to reassure his wife appropriately about what was happening. So she was constantly like, where are you? What are you doing? You're with those, like, what?
Yes.
Like, no, that's, And then, so this is the voice of Venus Uranus saying, like, yes, excitement. Yes, keep it guessing. But, like, for God's sake, be on the same page.
Right.
That's the key to a long-term relationship.
Yes.
It's like,
nothing underhand.
Yes, exactly. Like, we all recognize each other's need for excitement.
Yes.
And if you have the similar levels of need for excitement, that's great. Or need for freedom. It's not even excitement. It's freedom, because Uranus is about excitement, but it's also about freedom. It's very much about personal freedom. And if you feel like you're in a relationship where you have to go home right after work because your partner will be paranoid if you go out for drinks after work with your coworkers, like, there needs to be a conversation there. There needs to be, you need to get on the same page, or it will not last, Or if you're constantly like, why are you always going out with your buddies after work? Why do you blah, blah, blah? Well, there may be a mismatch there. And it's super important that you have matched needs for other people around you.
Yes.
In order to be happy in the long term.
Yes. But there's a lot of it, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people feel that way. Yeah. Even people who've been together for a long time, there's still sometimes this thing of like, why do you need to have guy friends? What really? I mean, we have this terrible thing. I mean, there's this, obviously the nuclear family, and then it gets smaller and smaller because we have fewer children. The grandparents live farther away. We move to different cities, and then there's this extended relationship, and we just keep in touch on Facebook or whatever. But the need that we've put onto the partner to be absolutely everything in our relationship, in our life, to be the lover, the partner, the business partner, the advisor, the best friend. Yeah. And to fill all these roles, it's not healthy. It's not always possible. And if you find that, that's amazing, but it's incredibly rare. And it's important that you recognize it's not always going to be possible or healthy to expect all of that to come from one human being.
Says Venus conjunct Uranus. Yes.
Yeah, and
that says it all in a nutshell.
Maybe the exception to the rule, but
but that's what you're saying. But
exactly. And it's, I mean, it's also like you can't. That's not something you can put in your Tinder profile or whatever. Like I mean, you end up with all the common interests, and maybe everything lines up, and then oops, like. I also need to have a group of friends, but he doesn't want me to. Like, yikes, No, it's a deal breaker.
No control. No.
No, exactly. No. So, Venus, Neptune.
Venus, Neptune. We don't have any of this.
Thank goodness. I mean, no. Not.
This is the arty thing. I always think this is the arty thing.
It's very arty. And my mother also has this.
Do you remember we did a thing about Venus, Neptune, and the artists?
It's totally, baked
in.
It is. It's a beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. It can also be, so it's a dual thing. It can be incredibly elevating. All of those Venus, because isn't Neptune the higher octave of
Venus? Yeah.
So grace and beauty and art and the need for harmony and the need for beauty, basically, just grace and all of those wonderful, lovely things in every aspect of your life.
Yes.
In your home, in your relationship, in your work, in whatever you pursue.
Your music, everything.
Everything. So it's an almost, and it can be a spiritual pursuit too.
Yes.
It can be an incredibly elevated higher calling to beautify the world, to beautify all of your relationships. But it can also be a discontent. Because if you don't find beauty, there's this, it's like,
Neptune take roses ugly head.
You want to see the beauty and then you don't have it and you're discontented. And it's always this wrinkle in the perfection of life.
Wow.
That awareness of what could be and doesn't match up to the reality.
And here, I think also love just dissolves and disappears when you're not paying attention.
If you're not paying attention. Yeah, it can. That's no clean breaks.
No, it's just you just never see them again.
You you ghost them or you fall in love with someone else and then you're kind of like,
they go off to buy a packet of cigarettes and you don't see them for 20 years, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Or you do the same. Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would think that the sextile and the trine are happier.
Yes.
You're seeking perfection. You're seeking harmony. You're seeking an elevated spiritual connection.
This really is an elevated consciousness.
Yeah.
Above the mundane of paying the rent. Yeah.
Beautiful music. Beautiful poetry. An amazing ability with art, with fashion, with film, with photography, with however you're bringing beauty and bringing the awareness of the beauty of nature or the beauty of the world to the awareness of other people, like that connection is incredible. And that creativity that comes from the awareness of beauty is wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah. And with the square or the opposition, it is definitely a strain. It can be a strain because your desire for perfection in relationships and that ideal is so hard to match. And that can create a lot of friction. Yeah, or just delusions and putting someone on a pedestal that doesn't deserve it.
That's right. Or even financially, it's
oh God, yeah.
Imagine
totally.
We as I say, we can comment because we don't have it. But yeah,
and it can create an incredibly amount of sensitivity
and
emotionality around money or around relationships.
Yes.
This is the person who will overreact and incredibly to any kind of social slight.
Right.
The person who you don't even realize that they've been mad at you since this one event happened, and then
you brought the wrong wine. Oh
my God! And then you hear through the grapevine like they're so mad at you, like they've canceled you, and you're like, what? What did I don't even remember what happened.
Yeah.
But they it was epic to them.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So Venus Pluto.
Okay. Do we know anyone who's got this?
Again.
Put your hand up.
Again. I put my hand up. And I'm going to just quote Karen Haymaker-Zondag again here, because who could say it better? The all or nothing attitude. This is the conjunction. The all or nothing.
And this is Arwen.
This is my book. I have actually highlighted and underlined some key phrases. I will just go through them.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
The all or nothing attitude of Pluto is united with the Venusian search for harmony, a combination that produces a rare blend of outward charm and a strong dark power of attraction.
Whoa.
Oh God. I laugh, but I also feel like that's like a huge compliment. I love that. I can't imagine anyone
saying... It's a powerful position. Pluto can join anything, but Pluto can join Venus.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The exactness, the exactingness of this. It's an exacting thing, which I appreciate as a Virgo, but I do have this in Libra. But they demand everything in love and friendship. And what I just said about not expecting everything from your partner, that's how I feel intellectually. But emotionally, no, I want that. I want that one person, that soulmate, that alien twin separated at birth thing.
Yes.
That's what I want for myself. even though I know it's
Yes.
unreasonable.
Yes,
but it just
yes,
turns
and
out
it is.
It turns
But
out that
Pluto wants it.
wants it, and I've turned out to have someone who also has that aspect, which is like
Interesting, yeah.
amazing, perfect, yeah. But
Because it can be overwhelming for other people.
oh yeah, other people don't want that.
Okay.
They're like, yeah. But if you find someone who has the same aspect, gold, perfect.
Yes, gold.
And if you don't have it, there's this unconscious feeling that there's just something else out there, that your soulmate
Something
is
better.
out there. Like, why would I settle if my soulmate is still out there? If I don't feel everything, if I don't feel sparks, if I don't want to die for this person, if I wouldn't kill for this person, what am I even doing in this relationship?
Right.
Right. Yeah. and yeah, it's extreme, but
Well, this is Scorpio, isn't it, really, as well?
100%.
Mhm.
And they're also attracted to very strong-minded people, which may be, that's the saving grace of this type of intense aspect, is that you won't necessarily attract people who are just the wishy-washy whatever.
No.
Let
me tell you, they'll run a mile.
trying
Yes,
thing.
yes,
they'll
yes,
be like,
yes.
You will attract people who are similar to you.
Yeah.
And I won't even say your mileage may vary, because I've seen it in action. It's a tractor beam.
Mhm.
These intense aspects they're like a mirror and like a magnet.
They
whatever.
zoom in on you, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And you will find people who are similarly passionate and intense and like, yeah. And it's not just about romance. It's like your friendships will also be with people who are equally intense and interested in debating whatever you like to debate, or that art thing, or the kind of art that you like. And you're like, oh, wow, I love that tattoo. And, oh, where'd you get that? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then you're in these intense conversations with strangers. And then if you could see their chart,
You'd see it.
Oh,
You'd see
well,
it.
there it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why we zeroed in on each other across a crowded room. And then we're talking for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Exactly. So these you don't tolerate weak, kind of wishy-washy people. If you have this aspect, you are intense about the things you're passionate about, and you don't understand why other people aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But it's its own filter. So that's a good thing. But I would think that the sextile and trine would be, a little bit,
maybe.
a little watered down version of the same.
Yes, but it's still the power play
It's
when
still
Pluto's engaged.
100%.
It really is.
You'd still have that craving for power, that craving for control, that craving to, make your mark.
Yeah. You're not going to walk away from that casually. No.
Yeah, and to understand your partner. So if you're in the new relationship and you're like, why do they only want to talk to me like on 2 days a week? Like, what is going on?
Yes.
You could be that person who's like, the first to be like, what are we doing here? What's happening? Why am I wasting my time? It's only a few weeks in and they might be like, what the hell? But if they're the right person for you, they won't be like, what the hell? They'll be like, yes, I can't,
even a few weeks. No, the first couple of days, it's good. You're either in the lifeboat or you're not.
Well,
you're swimming in the Titanic's
that's
wake.
what I meant. That's what it was like for me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Within a couple of days, we're inseparable. I always call us the one night stand gone wrong. But anyway.
Yeah.
So that's Venus Pluto. And the square in opposition, that's another story. It's hard to integrate if you have, especially the square. The opposition a little bit less so because of what we just said before.
It's got to be jealousy at this point.
Oh,
it's got to be
jealousy and possessiveness and
and my woman,
a visceral hatred of superficiality and all or nothing. I mean that's the word, really. And this isn't just for the partner. I mean, if you have a friend or a relative or God forbid a parent who has this aspect, there is definitely family drama.
It's going to be coming through.
Yeah.
An opposition Venus Pluto is going to become. They're going to be living it.
And I know I've mentioned this before, but if you have seen the show The Bear, this is it's a show about a chef who is sort of building his way up. His brother committed suicide, and therefore he sort of inherited the business, which was like the sandwich shop in Chicago. And he remakes the sandwich shop over the course of a couple of seasons into like this incredible fine dining experience. And it's all about the blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of people in the restaurant industry, and they're like equally like compelled and traumatized by this show. But there's this one episode, I think it's episode 7 of season 2. And Jamie Lee Curtis plays the mom. And it's like a flashback episode. It goes back like 7 years or so from the time current. And this is the episode where it all comes together and you realize why this guy is so manic and so obsessed with perfection, and why he, you know, kind of simultaneously like expects everything of people around him, but yet also, you know, can't commit to relationships, and why he's so single-minded and wanting to be successful, and probably why his brother committed suicide.
Right.
And it's all to do with this mother, this devouring, like almost psychotic, bipolar, whatever you want to call it, mother who was like doing everything she could to make everything perfect, but also felt like she was never appreciated, and also was an alcoholic, and also all this stuff. It's hard to watch. Mm-hmm. I mean, for someone who grew up in a very loving and you know, not dramatic family, without, you know, broken dishes and screaming matches and violent, you know, outbursts at the dinner table, and also was an only child. Like, I can't relate to it personally. I know people who cry their eyes out every episode, who are like, you know, very triggered by this stuff.
Wow.
Right. And so this is Venus Pluto, like, gone wrong. This is Venus square Pluto. And also Moon Pluto. I mean, let's throw that out there. But like that motherly influence where all of your relationships with everyone else forward are tainted with this like drive for perfection. Wow. and that fear of hurting someone, or that fear of being yourself too much, that you're showing your need too much and other people can't handle it, but yet all you want to do is be needy. And yeah, I have chills just thinking about it. But yeah, so if this is triggering anything for you, my dear listeners, or you know, anyone who might have this kind of aspect, just know that there are reasons for it, and there are ways around it, but it's real, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. It's what people are grappling with, isn't it?
I mean, I imagine that a lot of the people who come to you for consultations are struggling with major heavy aspects of either Venus or the moon, and probably some outer planets, some Venus, Pluto, Moon, Pluto, something like that.
This is it. Well, they only really ever come when there's a crisis. No one gets a reading when it's all
and
rainbows.
It's probably like, why do I always ...
Yes.
Or why does this always happen to me? Why do I keep being attracted to this or that? What am I doing that is causing, that I can never be satisfied with such and such, or that I keep falling for this type of person, or attracting this type of person, or
why do I keep going to a different astrologist hoping for a different answer?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Snap. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Interesting. So interesting.
Very interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess all that we have left to talk about is Chiron, which, and the ascendant and midheaven. Mm-hmm. So with Chiron, I mean,
painful
Venus,
in love.
Chiron.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I don't see that the soft aspects would be that much easier, because Chiron is all about the pain that enables you to be a good healer.
Yes, and it will be painful love affairs. It really will.
Yeah.
And
I mean, with the softer aspects, maybe you get those out of the way earlier in life. Maybe that's what happens. And then maybe you can help others and be a healing influence for others. With the square,
or a couples counselor or something like that.
Yeah. Or the person, at least in the family, who everyone comes to and is like, oh, Aunt so and so or Uncle so and so. They're always the perfect sounding board.
Yeah.
And maybe their relationship isn't perfect either, but you just,
you can talk to them.
You can talk to them.
Yeah, they've got some good ideas. There's the guru, right, as well. Yeah, being the Chiron.
Chiron is great for the guru. Yeah, for sure. And with the ascendant, I mean, I think it would be front and center, whatever that is.
Yes. Well, it's because you're good looking. He's just good looking.
Totally.
Whatever we,
Yes, ascendant. Yeah. Good looking.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've got Venus on the midheaven. Then it truly is fame. And the one who's got this is Anderson Cooper.
Oh, amazing! Because he's got the maternal influence and the ancestral thing, and
it's
also
easy on the eye.
Easy on the eye.
I mean.
Yeah. Totally charming.
Famous mother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think Venus in general is a nice little planet to have. Thank goodness we've all got one.
Thank goodness.
But it's not necessarily always going to be standing front and center.
No.
Depending.
I mean, I honestly don't have that many.
No, your Venus isn't right and center at all. No.
I mean, even in my, like, this relationship that I'm talking about all the time, if you look at our synastry, Venus and Mars are barely aspected at all.
Okay.
Most of our connections are moon, sun, ascendant, and all the outer planets. Like a ton of outer planets connections.
Yeah.
But Venus and Mars, So if anyone says, like, oh, you need the Venus connections, and
no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No. You've just got to know who you are and what you're looking for in love and money financially as well. So, because that does show up through the Venus, complex, as we've said. Yeah. Very interesting.
Very.
Venus is one of those planets, as you say, it's one of the female planets, or feminine planets. It's and honestly, it's a good planet to have about wherever it is. It generally doesn't cause a problem, but other planets that are aspecting it can.
Yes.
So
totally.
I mean, you've got the Pluto and Uranus conjunction. I've got the Mars conjunction. It's kind of, it is what it is with, money and romance.
Yeah.
And I always say, well, we're not for everyone. And we're sure as nuts not,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
But if you've listened this far, we're for you.
Exactly. Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have been talking about the planet Venus in your natal chart. We've been going through all of its, when it makes a connection to the other planets through aspects. We've been talking about neutral aspects, hard aspects, soft aspects, but we've been talking a lot about Venus. And it really is an interesting planet. It's the planet of love and money. Mm-hmm. It drives a lot of people's lives. So it's not to be ignored, but it doesn't always step forward. So that's really what we're saying with this, depending on your planets and how they're connected, how Venus is plugged into your chart and which aspects it have and so on. So that's great. Yeah. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please do consider sharing it with anybody who would be interested. Make sure you're getting our newsletter, and you can sign up at starzology.com/newsletter. Additionally, make sure you're getting Arwen's newsletter, and you can find Arwen at...
I am at mspink.net. That's mspink.net. And I am blogging weekly. I send out a weekly newsletter every Saturday, and I talk about goddesses and a bit about astrology, books, movies, nostalgia, everything that occurs to me.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. And so, well, Arwen, thank you so much for joining me once more. Thanks to our listeners for being here.
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.